how does SD Branch interact with the rest of your security suite? You've got stuff already in place. How does it react with all of those things that are built out?
Yeah, it's really it's an extension of, so our cloud portal has multi-tenants, so you can have each branch in its own tenant and manage it separately, or from a partner point of view, you actually can have each of your different customers there, and you can you have all the different parts, from the management to reporting, analytics, antivirus, all the different parts of that SD branch, and manage it from that console. And really, it makes things a whole lot easier to manage from that single pane of glass, so to speak.
Hey, Scott, is all of this still managed from the CSC?
Yeah, you can manage it from the CSC, or you can log into the router itself or the firewall itself to manage it. So you have a couple different options based on what you'd like to do. But having that web management is really where the industry's going.
Awesome.
Right, everybody wants the portal.
So yeah, that was a question from one of the attendees, and I do want to remind the attendees, if you have questions, please drop them in the chat or the Q&A, and we'll just address them live as they come in.
So I've got a question.
Gotcha.
So we're looking at SD Branch. We talked about all the goodies that go there. We talked about the security, managing through single pane of glass, all that good stuff. But if I'm out there looking at investing in SD Branch enabled hardware, what are the main things I need to consider going forward? And I'm sure there's a few things that you can help us out on that and what to look for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, especially at the edge, that's where, your users are interacting and where all the public, where all the bugs work, right? That's your weakest point. So having a secure platform that's going to give you that protection that scales across all the different parts that you need, from, firewall as a service to being able to manage all the different parts. You're really looking for that one tool, that kind of that one-stop shop that gives you the security story and process to be able to manage all of your edges.
Right. So easy to deploy, ready to go out, manage multiple customers, if you can, through the same pane of glass and things like that. So I think there's kind of a natural here on where the opportunity lies for SD Branch for our VARs and MSPs and folks like that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different aspects of SD Branch, and so it gives you a lot of ways to get in, right? So you're talking about, one, the firewall. Then you're talking about, can I integrate the switches into that, or do I have an existing investment? So you have a lot of different holes. So going in with SonicWall through Securematics, you've got the firewall, the access points, the switches, the local antivirus and that runs against our capture threat network, cloud application security. So all of those different things really help giving you at least one hook, if not five, to get into those customers, to help you get sticky and really protect them from all the different threat factors that come into a network.
Can you maybe can you give me maybe an example of applications or verticals where SD Branch is going to be a good fit? Like something specific?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. We have a number of customers. We have a large cellular vendor where every one of their retail stores are managed from a global command center, so to speak, the NOC, where they've got our firewall, our APs, and they're able to manage every branch across the web. So they have that common core. Strings of medical offices, especially with HIPAA and all that, with the security suite, having all of those tied together for electronic medical records use as doctors travel from office to office. They need that security as well as the flexibility of being able to be mobile. We actually have some of our products in the military for different military vehicles. There's just kind of a plethora. And even most small businesses are really, it's kind of almost synonymous with a branch network. And so it really works for many small businesses, are really just, glorified branches that, again, if you develop that standard across, then it makes your service easy to provide.
So just kind of thinking on it, sounds like this is a good fit for organizations that have like strict governance, compliance. Like, and I'm thinking medical maybe, right? Because it sounds to me like this simplifies maybe record keeping, or am I misinterpreting that?
Well, it simplifies for, especially if it's geographically spread out where you have a lot of offices, having one guy that can come in and from the cloud manage all the firewalls, all the security, making sure the wireless is available for the doctors because they're all walking around with laptops for their, for medical records in front of patients. How often does your doctor walk in, right? They walk in with that laptop and they're going in, or they log into that computer. So having all of that kind of built in and having that, making sure that it's secure, there's an awful lot of regulations in that. Cloud security actually does do auditing. So as each of your different techs are logging in to the firewalls, making changes to your environments, you actually have that audit log. So any MSP vendor that has ever asked, their staff, who logged in and made this change, everybody gives you that Scooby-Doo answer, right? I don't know. So having that auditing and that compliance, yeah, right. So that's really, to help you with, from a training point of view, making sure who needs some help, right? And making sure that, who did what, when, and where, so you can help them out so everybody's successful.
And so I'm assuming this is like super fast kind of thing, or does this not affect connectivity speeds?
It really doesn't. I think the average, a day's worth of our management from the web is really equal to maybe about a 10-minute YouTube video. So from a bandwidth point of view, spread over 24 hours. So it's really nominal. Most people don't notice any difference.
Okay. So I guess we're up. So as you can tell, so clearly I'm the least knowledgeable person on this call because I'm the one asking all the stupid
good questions though, Cam.
See, I called them
So
stupid.
let me lead in. Got a quick question for you on that, Scott. So this is a 1U device, correct, that does multiple functions?
It is. It is.
So good for anybody that's got space constraints. Between the space constraints, logistical constraints, a single device that performs multiple functions meets the high performance. Pretty slick. Yeah,
absolutely. That's that 1U appliance. And, although, even if you talk the TV line, we've got rack mount kits where you see the front of the firewall, all the cables are directly to the left, makes everything accessible. You can see everything that's going on without having to get into your rack, tear through the cabling, any of that. Everything's right there in front, nice and neat. And really it makes it easy to manage. And,
sounds to me like it's there to facilitate Reddit karma farming. Put that on oddly satisfying. Only Reddit geek on the call? Very good. Let's just go right on past that, folks. Okay. So I guess the question,